This message is for divine counterparts on the path of sacred union, okay? How have your dreams been? Last night I dreamt that everyone and everything had kind of gone into slumber. It's like you'd never see each other or wake up to each other ever again, just pure nothingness, right? Reminded me of that fairy tale where there's a magic put on everybody and everyone just falls asleep. Let me know how your dreams are, by the way. This is a message about the month of March was the number 3, the divine feminine, the empress in tarot, okay? It was all about shifts taking place. April is the number 4, it's the emperor, the divine masculine. It's going to be about the shifts being put into action. There's going to be forward movements, and it's going to be beginning as you mean to carry on, okay? There's going to be a focus on the physical health more. It's like you've been learning a lot about your internal emotional self, and now it's going to be, as you've been learning that, you've been learning how to respect yourself and therefore respect others and create those right boundaries, right? And now you're going to be able to implement that on your external. There's going to be adjustments on the outside that reflect the adjustments that have been happening within, okay? There's something here about the divine feminine, a message for you, divine feminine. You do deserve that divine masculine who you feel safe with, who is there to take that lead, who you don't need to teach how to be, right? And you can literally fall into softness and surrender with them. Divine masculine, this energy of powerlessness coming through, right? And I will say this, there's going to be powerlessness because right now, the connection, when it's not in physical union, it's only in union in up there, okay, in the spiritual realms, right? And who's leading in the spiritual? It's not you. It's a divine feminine, okay? But the thing with that is you have the power to bring it into physical reality, into physical union. That is your strength. And believe that when you do that, your divine feminine will want to create that space to allow you in. She will recognize you just as you recognize her. And when she isn't within a divinity, she will recognize you. There's this need to kind of find that inner union, because when you find that inner union, you really recognize your worth, which allows you to embody that divinity and move from that space. You both need to realize that anything that you've experienced in the past, none of it is the same as this. It's not the same, even the slightest. All of those were lessons, sometimes comforts, sometimes just feel goods, but a lot of lessons and you learning yourself. There had to be a separation. This isn't like normal unions. This is nothing to do with normal connections, if that's the right word, right? Your everyday kind of society's connections where, oh, you chose someone else over me, how can I take you back? It's none of that. That's not what this connection is. This is a divine connection. It only will make sense to those who are on this journey, okay? It's really important to remember that, because this is more about understanding that the separation occurred because you both had to, number one, you came together to activate and awaken each other to your inner divinity, to recognize how outside of you, what was out of alignment and needed to shift massively. You have changed just as your counterpart has changed, okay? There's this energy of understanding that the separation allowed you both to go through karmic lessons that you wouldn't have gone through together, because together, you're supposed to be together in sacred union, as your divine selves. If you want to call it the twin flame journey, right? That is you two healing through everything within you to find your divinity within. That's how you come together. It's important to remember that nothing and no one will compare to either of you to each other. It's just not. You have this connection that is eternal, right? It's a divine connection for a reason. You both have a purpose that you are aligning with right now. And as these shifts take place, you're coming into that beautiful sacred union within and without, right? And there's something here massively about divine timing for this connection. It's been I feel like I've heard it's been a few years maybe, which makes sense, because when you're in separation, it does take that certain amount of time to heal through. And what actually you'll notice is how it happens is that your connection, your bond actually strengthens. Again, not something that can be explained unless it is this connection, right? There is this kind of, I think there's a lot of shuffling and juggling with what's happening in your reality right now. Maybe you're trying to build something, right? But there's a lot happening at the same time. There might still be influences that are getting in the way. Somebody might still be dealing with maybe some kind of pulls on their energy, could be addictions, I've heard. And this is kind of what's keeping them in this state, okay? Just as I said that, we have okay, so with the devil energy, the 5 of Wands, 5 of Pentacles, yeah, this is feeling really low, like this is down and out energies, okay? There is some truth coming to the surface here though. It's like someone's realizing their own truths, how they have been pulled away from their true divine nature, and as a result they're stepping into this King of Wands energy, which is kind of like, no, I take the lead. I'm closing out the cycles that have been addictions and false attachments, I've heard. So that's something to do with toxic attachments, I imagine. So something's been really unhealthy in their system. Could be to do with the sacral chakra massively, okay? This is about kind of moving from that space, from kind of impulse and kind of illusion. It's like instant gratification, and it's just been an illusion, right? And someone's overcoming this, they're realizing and understanding themselves and their state of being, what has been driving them this entire time. I've heard that someone's been in silence because they're healing from their demons, okay? With the Emperor here and the Knight of Wands, someone's massively been stuck, stubborn. This is so stubborn. It's almost like they had a certain image in the head of like what the masculine should be, but it was very much driven by an unhealthy sacral chakra, completely out of balance, right? There's a lot of addiction, there's, like I say, impulse, there's sexual addictions, that kind of thing, okay? This is something they've been really understanding about themselves and learning, and as a result they are moving away from kind of being stuck in this energy where they weren't moving, they weren't flowing into their purpose, right? There's been an absolute tower. Of course there has. There's going to be reckoning after reckoning, because Divine wants them to sit here as a King of Cups in their heart space. That's the space they need to be moving from, okay? Knight of Cups. And they're understanding this. They're understanding how to move from this space as well, right? But there's so much right now that they're still clearing up. It's like the headspace has been, they've been so confused. I feel like it's been a long time for them. You know, there might be quite a mature energy, might be an older energy. But they're definitely, again, this, yeah, look at this, Queen of Swords. I do feel like they've been stuck on this heartbreak to do with the feminine energy, okay? But there is movement forward, there is progress, and actually as a result what they're doing is they're looking at the past and they're thinking about this connection, and they're understanding like the destruction that they caused in this connection and how they regret that, the ending that happened here. This is someone who very impulsively and rashly acts, so thinking that it's like passion and spontaneity, but actually it's just been a karmic energy that they haven't healed through. There might even have been a child involved here, okay? But they've had to learn how to think before they act massively, okay? They do have these romantic feelings that they want to explore, and this is because they're accessing their heart space more and more, right? Deception here. Again, they have they've not explored these feelings before. They've denied them. They've denied both of you and your connection, right? There is chemistry, absolutely, but what they've done is in the past, confirmation, children, there is a child, or there has been a child involved, okay? Confirmation with this chemistry is that yes, you do have this connection, but with what they tend to do is like run off this connection, but it's different now. Someone's realizing that they do want to make the move in terms of this new love, right? But what they're also recognizing is that they need help with these addictions, so that's what they're getting. They're also guided to kind of look at their look to and turn to their divine guidance right now. There's something about the childhood that you're going to learn. You're going to get to know each other in this way. You're going to learn about each other's childhood, and it's going to really help you unravel like your story so far, okay? Very soon this is going to take place, but you are also guided that nothing's going to come of these negative situations, that we're all being guided so that you could end up on the path that you're supposed to be on and clear through all of the karma, collective as well as individual, right? Okay, you're meant to trust in this journey, really make the effort right now, okay? The answers you need are coming and luck is on your side, so allow yourself to receive this now, and remember your alignment, your bigger picture here, okay? The mission that you're on, which you're going to unravel as this takes place. You've really been working hard on yourselves in this separation, okay? And what's going to happen is when you come together, you're going to recognize the past energies that still need to be cleared through. You're also going to recognize this within each other, okay? Because somebody here is still releasing these X energies and just past energies, but there is this energy of this is ascending to higher levels just as it needs to be, just as it is divinely written, okay? So stay in your alignment, recognize your boundaries. Let me know how this resonates. Sending so much love.